Welcome to another conversation on Blesstingz.com.
Hey, how you doing, man?
Hey, what's going on?
Uh, yeah, I'm excited to get to interview you. I was listening to a couple of your tracks the other day, and I was like, man, why don't I just reach out to this guy and see if he'll do an interview? So I appreciate you taking the time to sit down with us.
Not a problem. I appreciate you reaching out, man.
Oh yeah, man. So to get started, I'll just if you could introduce yourself and give us your artist name and a little background about yourself, and I'll go on from there with the questions.
Cool. My name is Brandon. I go by Enluv. I've been making music for like 6, 7 years. Been releasing under Enluv for about 3.5, and I'm a little bit sick at the moment. So sorry if any of my speech sounds weird or if I sniff or cough in the middle of any of my sentences.
Oh, no problem, man. You gonna be all right? You don't got COVID or anything, do you?
Nah, no COVID, fully vaxxed, feeling
Right.
good. Just sinus infections, little allergies. That's how it is.
Yeah, I feel you. So what made you come up with the name In Love? Was there any specific reason? And you just thought it sounded cool?
Well, the name Enluv came from a few different places. Um, I had an alias previously to this, and I was in a collective of musicians, and one of my friends in the collective, it goes by Enkae, and we were talking about search engine optimization, and I was trying to come up with a name for my new alias, which I was going to release instrumentals on.
Right.
And I was like, yo, I love the idea of a 5-letter name. And because it's easy. Like I own those 5 letters. You type those in, you can find me anywhere. It's great. And you have IBOGA.
Right.
So it just works. It looks cool, sounds good. Also, my last name is Hart. So I wanted something that kind of goes with that. I'm like heart, passion, love, and so I came to it and I was like NK, N love, maybe. I don't know. It just kind of came together
Yeah, man, it's a
nicely one
great
day.
name, like especially for branding, you can go so many directions with that, like, the type of music that you already make, but I could imagine all kinds of different genres of music having an artist named that. So I think it's an
Yeah.
excellent name, and I was interested to ask, like, is it something like that he just came to, or is there more in-depth stuff about it? So this it's pretty cool, man. I definitely like give you props on that name. It's like one of the hardest things to come up with when you're a producer if your name's
Definitely.
not cool already. Some people are lucky and they're just born with a really cool name.
Yeah. Like my buddy G Mills, like
Yeah,
his name is like Gabe Millman. It's like G
yeah.
Mills. That's just perfect.
Yeah, it
Just
rolls off just nice. But
hmm
where are you from, man?
So I was born in Los Angeles. I lived there for 12 years. Then my parents moved across the country to North Carolina. So I've been living there for the past like 6, 7 years. Right now, currently, I'm in school at Belmont University in Nashville. So that's where I am. I'm a second year.
Nice. I went to Western Kentucky up the road in Bowling Green.
Yeah, WKU.
Yeah, I went there for just a year. It was pretty nice. We always had to go down to Nashville to do all the like fun stuff. Not much happening up in Kentucky.
Yeah.
But do you think like where you grew up, does it have any influence on your music at all?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Like the combination of both the insanity and just the insanity of LA and like the crazy energy surrounding that and like my upbringing there definitely influences me a lot. I have a track on my album Cloud Studies called Woodland Hills, which is the name of the town where I grew up. there are not many hills with woodlands there.
Yeah.
It's just called Woodland Hills. But then also, like, I've been influenced a bunch by North Carolina because of all the nature there, and like just getting to wake up in the morning and hearing birds outside my window and like squirrels and deer in my yard or whatever. It's just like, yo, this is beautiful. And so two different worlds, LA and North Carolina.
Yeah. And what about Nashville, man? That's kind of a little bit of the merging of those two places, with the music industry being so big in Nashville and obviously LA. But then it's, you know, you drive for what, like 15 minutes outside the city and you're in nature.
Exactly. Yeah. You drive 15 minutes in any direction of Nashville and it's just forest.
Yeah.
Which is cool. And I mean, it's very similar to North Carolina here, just because it's like the same region, same area. It's like the South.
Yeah.
It's all just forest and then little cities scattered here and there. But yeah, I wouldn't say Nashville has influenced my sound as much as the other two places. I don't know if I'd even call Nashville home yet.
Yeah.
Still getting used to it. Yeah.
I can feel you on that. Something that is very interesting about Nashville is the songwriting community. You know,
Yes.
as you're out there, I'm sure you're gonna come across people that are just at college like you and are phenomenal writers. You know,
Most of my friends are songwriters.
yeah, that's cool, man. I'm really excited to see, you know, the collaborations that you'll be able to have in the future, just because of going to college in such a, you know, such a good city for songwriting and music in general.
Yeah, man, I'm excited to be back here after I just took this last year off from school because of COVID.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm excited to be back here with a bunch of songwriters. I'm hopefully gonna start writing some of my own songs and coming up in the next few months here. I've already been inspired by a lot of my songwriting friends, mostly my friend Daphne, who's a songwriting major here, and
Nice.
just like hearing how she writes, I'm just like, yo, I want to do this again.
Yeah, I feel you on that. What are, you know, who are some of your biggest influences, like, you know, outside of your friends, like some of the people that you listened to growing up?
Ooh, well, definitely Mac Miller is the first one comes to mind. I've got a Faces poster right here. Mac
Nice.
Miller's one of his mixtapes.
Nice.
Then Anderson .Paak, big influence on me. That man, I mean, he's from about the same place where I'm from. He's got 3 albums, Ventura, Oxnard, and Malibu, which are all like all the beach counties right up and down north of LA. So he's influenced me very much. Hometown hero kind of a feeling. Then I don't know if you've ever heard of Quickly, but his music, it just has continually influenced me since I discovered him in like 2016 on SoundCloud.
Nice.
He actually just put out an album, which is undoubtedly the album of the year, the long and the short of it. I'm just plugging it. You should listen to it.
Yeah, dude, send me a link when we get off of here. I'll check it out. I'm always looking forward to hear new music, man.
Absolutely, yeah. That's a ridiculous album.
Oh yeah.
But I'd say those are probably like 3 of my biggest. Also, we can't leave out Donald Glover, Childish Gambino.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, definitely. In all aspects of media, he's got it covered. Very, very influential person.
Super talented, man.
Absolutely.
Do you have any specific goals for your music career? Is there like a certain point where you're like, I did it. This is what I was going for?
Well, I mean, I guess so. I guess they're like when I get to a point, it's like, cool, I did that, but there's always a next step. Like I feel like if you get too comfortable where you're at, I mean, discomfort breeds improvement and change. So I always try to, I never try to get comfortable where I'm at. I want to always be making something new. Some of my goals, like I want to score for feature films in the next 5 years. I want to do a full feature film in 5 years, like from now. I want to have that done. I also want to get more into sync licensing and get my music placed in commercials and TV shows, which is like, yeah, that should be a big goal for any producer, I feel.
Yeah, those are some good goals, man. It'd be really cool to, score a film and then it turn into one of those like epic films that is watched forever, wins a bunch of awards and stuff, like The Good and Bad and Ugly. I know
And
Clint Eastwood
Morricone.
is in that movie, but you just know about the score. The music
Mhm.
is more famous than the movie, in my opinion. Maybe
You're
I'm
right. You're
wrong,
totally right.
but that would be, such a great feeling as a producer to be able to, make some music for film and then it take off like that. Be incredible, man.
Absolutely. And like, not even the taking off aspect of it, like, it just putting music to film. And like, because I feel like music is half of a film. I mean,
Right.
you could have a silent film, but if you have the wrong music in a scene,
Mm.
it's entirely obvious.
Yeah.
And it sets the tone for transitioning between scenes. And it's just like, it's the part of the movie that doesn't get noticed, but it's also the most important part in lots of ways. And just being able to build that and be in charge of that is something I think is really cool.
Yeah, man. I hope that you're able to, get the chance to do that. I know I started looking into the guys that did that type of thing. Maybe I don't know when I was like 16, 17. Yeah, I started to get interested in it, and I noticed that Hans Zimmer, that same name, just kept popping up and
Yeah.
popping up. And I was like, man, I gotta check this guy out and see what he's all about. And something that, especially from, I'm sure you probably feel the same way, of like working in a bedroom studio, like when you first get started and, you're working like that a lot of times, to be able to work with an orchestra to like score a film would be amazing.
It's like a
Just
dream to be able to conduct, or not to score for an orchestra, to like me to score and create a score for something and then see an entire orchestra performing that is
yeah.
like that's just so cool.
Yeah, man, I think, you keep going at the pace you're going, you'll make it happen eventually. Like if we really put our minds to something, we can make it happen with the right type of attitude and the right type of grit. You already got a little bit of traction in your music. It seems like you have the pieces you need. Just things like that take time, obviously. Pretty young.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely agree with that. Set your mind to something and start down that path, and there's no reason you won't get to it.
Yeah. Could you explain a little bit for us, like your process? When do you have like a certain way of going about making your songs, or how do you typically start?
Well, it all depends whether if it's a solo song. Oftentimes, I'm going to start with drums. More times than not, I'm starting with drums because the rhythm for me is like the way you nod your head, the way you feel it is the most important part of making a hip hop beat.
Right.
Occasionally, I'll start with like a melody that turns into a progression, but yeah, more often than not, it's the drums. Get those laid in there, then jam on top of it, find some melodies, and make the basis of the track in like a eight bar loop or so,
Yeah.
and then I take different pieces and flesh it out from there. Record variations of the progression and the melody and B section, just structure it out, call it a day.
Okay. Is there any specific like plugin or a certain tool that you feel like you just can't live without?
Um, yeah, probably the sketch cassette.
Okay.
Sketch cassette plugin is a really good one. I really like the warmth and character that it gives, especially to like guitars and pianos.
Nice.
Sketch cassette by Aberrant DSP. They're great company. They need to develop more plugins because the two that they've put out are great, and I use them all the time.
Nice.
But yeah, definitely that one.
I hadn't heard of it, man. I'll have to check it out. Is something that's fairly new?
Um, I don't know. I think it came out in like 2019, but it's not super well known.
Right on.
So yeah, not surprising that you hadn't heard of it.
Oh yeah, man. Do you have? Could you tell us about like your favorite project? Is there something specifically that means a lot to you that you put out?
Well, my favorite, probably my favorite song that I've put out is called Peach Honey, and it's one of my newer ones, and it's my favorite song in part because it's a collaboration with two musicians that I respect tremendously, and that I couldn't have made that song myself, not even close.
Nice.
Because I mean, like Luke plays sax, clarinet, and flute on it, and
Wow.
then Hoffy plays keys, and I'm just doing the drums and the bass, and yeah, it came together really nicely, and yeah, I just love it. It always puts me in a better place if I listen to it.
I feel that, man. And what can we expect from you in the near future? Do you have something on the way? You have any release dates set?
Well, I just released a song today. I haven't posted about it yet, but yeah, just a single came out with Lo-Fi Jazz Records.
Nice.
Then I've got an EP coming in on the 17th of September.
Nice.
That's a collab EP. And then I've got another EP coming in early November and a few singles scattered throughout that.
Right on, man. Do you have all this stuff coming because you've had a lot of time on your hands recently, or do you feel like you're gonna keep up the same pace?
I'm probably gonna slow down and schedule like a lot less in the spring.
Mm,
Um, but yeah, I have had a lot more time on my hands. Like a lot of this music was made, like the EP that's coming in November has been done for over a year.
right on.
That's with my bro Squida, and yeah, that's been done for over a year. So yeah, I worked on that while I was taking my year off from school. But yeah, probably a lot less music for the spring and summer of next year.
Mm.
But I've got a lot planned for the fall and winter.
Right on, man. We really look forward to it. Like I said, the few songs that I did hear, I really liked it. I had to reach out to you and see if we could do an interview based off of the few songs I did hear. And like definitely, if you want, I can hold off on releasing the interview for like the 17th when the stuff drops. So that way, I always put like a couple links of the songs with it. So we could I'll wait for you to release it. And maybe the 18th, I'll put out your interview and stuff like that.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Actually, yeah, that works perfectly.
Right on, man. And just a quick transition here. We always like to take a little second to think about what we do have instead of what we don't have, and ask what in your life are you most grateful for?
Most grateful for. Um, I would say my health, but a little sick right now.
Yeah.
Um, Family, a supportive family, I feel. Because I know I have too many friends that I feel their potential it has been tarnished a little bit because their family, their main support system, hadn't believed in them as much as I feel they should have, like as much as I believe in them and their ability to do great things. So like having that foundation, having that support system there is just, it's so important.
Yeah, I can definitely feel that, man. I know a lot of people that, you know, always told that they're never gonna make it in music, and it's the oldest story. A musician gets that from, the
Hmm.
people that they love the most, is like, you're not gonna make it. Go get a real job. Go to school. Do this. Everything
Hmm.
but your music. you know.
Exactly.
So I could definitely understand that. And I got one final question for you, man. If you could leave us with one piece of advice, what would that be?
Whatever you whatever you think about and it makes you smile, whatever you feel that you could do for the rest of your life and never get bored of it, follow that. Like it's like just go after that. Like there's no reason to second guess that.
Yeah,
You got to go after your passion. There's no reason to live a life that's not full of love and passion. That's how I feel. Do what you love and
yeah.
nothing else.
I feel you on that, man. I definitely, a lot of things in my life leading up to this, I was trying to, you know, just do what you're supposed to do, you know?
Yeah.
And once I started, doing things that I want to do, it might not be the best, but if you don't start somewhere, then you're never gonna get to go after it,
Mhm.
and over time you get better and better and better at whatever it may be. And I feel like that's great advice for anybody. I've personally felt that. It's like the day that I started going after happiness instead of what I thought I was supposed to be doing, everything just slowly starts to fall into place.
Yeah, definitely. It's like the peace and prosperity thing. Like you can't chase prosperity before you find peace. You feel me? Like
I
once
like
you
that.
find peace, you realize that there's prosperity in that peace.
Yeah.
And once you have that peace, like that's the foundation. Go from there.
Hell yeah, man. Well, I think that's a great line to end on. You can't get much better than that. So I'll let you go, man. Thank you so much for sitting down with us.
Absolutely, bro. Yo, thank you for having me on here. It's been a pleasure talking to you.
Appreciate it.
Um, Very blessed to be here, sitting, talking, having this conversation. I'm gonna go check out the Blesstingz
Mhm.
and check out some of the other artists that you've been writing up. I'm gonna go do that right after this, actually.
Right
So,
on, man. Well, I really appreciate it.
yeah, bro. Thank you so much. Have a fantastic day. We'll catch you on the flip side.
All right, take care, brother.
All right, peace.